been involved with LEADER now for nearly 20 years. And during that time, I've worked with a number of different other funding schemes and development programs in different parts of Europe, in towns and in cities and in rural areas. But in all that time, I'd find it difficult to think of another scheme or another methodology or an approach to local development that is so popular with everyone that uses it. And the reason it's so popular is quite simply because it's so productive. It's so productive. It's so good at doing what it's designed to do in terms of supporting local development. And it's highly productive because it can be used for so many different types of social, economic and environmental projects. And it can be used by so many different types of people who want to do these types of projects too. It's used just as much by business as it is by local authorities, and likewise civil society and community groups are also very well experienced at using LEADER throughout Europe. And despite its huge ability, it's not in any way overwhelming. It all fits together nicely in a very sort of a modest way and is focused itself on getting its job done in terms of helping local people improve their local area by creating jobs or improving quality of life or maintaining local services, supporting local products, looking after the environment, caring for people in need, among many other things. And it's easy to use. It often involves a much simpler application process than other funding systems. These can be less complicated and more straightforward forms it uses, and it's often delivered in a much more sort of a personal approach to the application process, because the people who are applying for the LEADER funding, they normally get to speak to the people involved in the local action group and explain their ideas to them in person. And local people find that this is a much more sort of personal and less anonymous aspect of LEADER. They find this can be very, very helpful. And this personal approach is good because it gives communities much more confidence that their project ideas will be listened to, and in turn helped with the EU and through the LEADER funds. And when you start building this type of community confidence, you often find that people are then more willing to start thinking about and discussing and sharing their ideas for development projects. And of course, it's not only popular with local communities and their local support agencies or authorities, but it's also very well respected by the agencies who are responsible for managing and administering the European funds. Different agencies, of course, have different levels of experience of working with LEADER. But those agencies that have a good experience understand not only how it's good at doing its job, and therefore it's it makes them look good too, but it's also a good way to make their life easier, because they can award a single global grant of LEADER funds to a LAG, and then let the LAG get on with administering all the other smaller grant applications. So it's a real efficiency-saving tool for managing and paying authorities and implementing bodies. Allocating a global grant to a LAG saves central authorities from having to administer hundreds or thousands of smaller funding applications. The LAG does this for them, and their role is limited to administering the global grant. Of course, they can take a more hands-on role if they want to, but the system offers great time savings and hassle savings for managing authorities, paying authorities, implementing bodies. They can carry out spot checks whenever they like to satisfy themselves that everything is in order. But experience has shown that providing LAGs with autonomy for their own funding decisions and procedures does not need to be a high-risk decision. Providing LAGs with autonomy is extremely empowering as well for local areas, and it boosts confidence levels for local areas to demonstrate that they are capable of looking after themselves quite competently. And another good thing about LEADER, which makes it popular and productive, is the way that it allows everyone to be involved in the development process for their local area. It's not exclusive, completely the opposite. It's designed to be very, very inclusive. No single sector or interest group controls the decision-making process in a LAG. It's like the EU itself. All decisions are made collectively. LAGs all contain a balance between all the stakeholders involved in local development. Civil society and environmental inputs are welcomed and embraced by the LEADER approach. And LEADER understands the sort of the added value that the different types of local knowledge and new ideas can bring to a development process. So that's why the LEADER methodology recommends how LAGs are structured and how they can operate to ensure equity and inclusion in the way they govern their actions. It's real democracy in action, if you like, and it's a great going local tool for the EU and national institutions that use leader methodologies, because it's very good at connecting local people with sort of higher level policies and funding priorities. These can feed into the LAG's development strategy, and so the LAG acts as a tool for helping higher level issues reach local levels where they can be converted into tangible actions. And so it's also good at giving the EU a good name in local areas, because some people are not so sure always what the EU does or what types of beneficial things it can provide. But LEADER shows the real face of what the EU is doing in its efforts to help people achieve things that matter to them as individuals and as communities. And because LEADER is focused on things that matter for local people appreciate this, and they get to appreciate the EU's role in helping good things happen for them, their family, their friends, and their local area. And of course, innovation is another reason why people like LEADER. It's got an excellent track record of helping local communities and businesses experiment with new approaches to local development. And these experiments tend to work very well. And despite it being an excellent innovation tool, it's not exactly innovative itself anymore. It's been going for over 20 years, and so it's not something new as such, LEADER at all. It's been very well road tested, and it's very fine-tuned over the years, and it's now extremely fit for purpose as a methodology. If you like, it's gremlin-free. It can literally be taken off the shelf for use by any local community, anywhere in towns, cities, villages, everywhere. And the good thing about it being so mature is that there is lots and lots of guidance material and manuals and advice handbooks, case studies, analysis, evaluations, etc., all in different languages about how it works, and these are already there available for people to find out more about LEADER. And so it's popular for all these types of reasons. There is definitely something very special about LEADER that makes it very popular and productive. If you ask people that have been or are still involved with LEADER, maybe at a project or a program or even a policy level, they'll tell you that LEADER has this kind of a feel-good factor about it. It's a bit like the funding that some countries have from national lotteries that give some of their profits to good deeds. LEADER is often considered to have that same kind of philanthropic characteristic to make it very popular. People like it because it's good at doing good things for them. And there are so many people already involved in LEADER. There are over 2,000 rural development local action groups at the moment. And if you look at the FARNet website, you'll see that there are now over 300 fisheries local action groups using LEADER methods as well. So that level of interest and that commitment to LEADER provides a pretty good set of user credentials really from its main customer base.